Deep in the shadows, I know it's hard to put one foot in front of the other. So far as the echo when...
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, Southernyankee. So I'm really excited today. I never did part 1, but I'm doing part 2 of the eyeshadow tag, which is by Samantha March and Allie Glines. And I think somewhere there's a list where you can like watch all of them. I saw them on, I think Jen Loves Reviews. I think what happened is maybe Samantha and Allie created a list. So if you want to do this challenge at home, you can upload your video, put your favorite palettes, do the tag, and then add it to the list so others can watch it. But I've been wanting to do it. I had some of the things I really needed to think about, some I knew in a minute. So I have my little list, and I figured my choices will be what we'll share today. These may not be your choices. Some might. I'd be interested to see, like, if you were asked these questions, if any of the palettes I picked, do you have any of these? Are any of these your favorite? Are any of the same answers I have the same answers you would have picked as well? So we're going to get in to this video, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the ones that were a little tougher for me to select. And excuse the swatches on my hand. Look at them, as beautiful as they are. This is my newest palette that just arrived. And it's a new brand to me, which I'm super excited about. So that is not in this video though. You'll have to keep watching my channel for that. So if you're interested in hearing about my answers to the part 2 eyeshadow tag, stay tuned. Okay guys, let's get into this. The first question is my all-time favorite palette. Which one? It's actually on the bottom. This might surprise some of you, and I gave one of these away on this channel actually. This is a palette you can't get anymore. The brand itself shut and closed its doors, and it made me so sad. The only palette that ever came from this brand barely got off of the launch pad. And I'm so sad because this is probably one of my most used, my most favorite palettes. And that is the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals. Mine is a complete mess. I've even hit pan on on one of the shades. So you can see right there, use the heck out of that shade. But I love this palette. And you can see I've really used the glitters. They're so fine, and they've got like an adherence in it. They stay on all day. Well, they're kind of chunky, but they're beautiful. and I love how they're curated like this. And you know what? I've seen other brands now doing this. I just saw one recently. Who was it? I don't remember. I was watching somebody's video and I thought of Tati's palette, but I wear a lot of tans and oranges and browns. Those are such good colors for blue eyes. This is obviously your highlighting shade, and I've used that shimmer a lot on my lid and inside corner and up on my brow bone. I've used this pink. I'm wearing a pink look today. I love wearing pink. And then the only successful matte black eyeshadow look that I ever did was with this palette, and I did it on a video, and I was terrified. Now that video you won't be able to find on this channel. You'd have to go back and look at my my other channel, which is just Southernyankee, to get to see the look I created with this. So that is my all-time fave. All right, next one was Keep for the Memories. You know, I had to really think about this because I don't know that I've been doing makeup long enough to like save a palette for the memories. And there is one that I have kept because it does have some memories, but I don't know that I'll be keeping it much longer. Like, I feel like I could part with it. So there's not one in my collection at this moment that for memory reasons I couldn't let go of. There are palettes in my collection for emotional reasons or different things that I would struggle to get rid of, but not one just like memories of the palette and using it and blah blah blah. I don't really have that. So I'm going to show you a palette that sort of started the world of makeup for me, and this was one of the Christmas collections from Tart. And I was really broke at the time, and I got this at Christmas, and it had all these beautiful shades in it. Your bronzers down here, your blushes, and I think it had mascaras over here and a brush or something. So I used the heck out of this. Lots of beautiful neutral shades in here, really quite beautiful, and the shadows are still pretty. Look at that. They're still popping. This is probably 4 years old now-ish, and the colors are still just as good. I think, however, that Tarte has, look at those, Tarte has good shadows. Ignore the ones in the middle, but these ones I just did. I think Tarte has a good formula for their eyeshadows, and this, I was so proud to have bought this by myself with my own money, and I used it, and Mackenzie used it, and it was really my foray into a little bit more expensive makeup. It was my toe dipping in the water of makeup that wasn't, drugstore super cheap stuff, and it got me into a lot of trouble. So that's the one I'm keeping for memories. All right, so underrated, that one is right here. So I don't think that this next palette got enough attention. I am going to go get something and clean my hands up so I can swatch a couple of the shades in each of these palettes for you. But this next palette is one that I love. This one also could have won the award for my most used, like Tati's palette, and it's another influencers palette. In fact, there's quite a few influencers palettes in here. I love this one so much, and it just didn't get the attention it should have, and the quality of this shadow is really, really good, and the color story is cohesive and really good, and it's good for light skin to dark skin. It was created by a Black creator, and it's good for light skin or dark skin, and I love that she incorporated that. It may not have been the ultimate purpose. Maybe it was so that it worked for darker skinned women, but side note, it works for the lighter skinned women too, and it's so beautiful. And that is the Jackie Aina and Anastasia Beverly Hills palette for my underrated. First of all, the packaging is some of the prettiest that has come. It's just, oh, it's so beautiful. It's almost got like a iridescent duochrome type of effect. Snake skin, beautiful. Mine is very used, my friends, because I've used, this is my favorite shade in here, and I will swatch that. The Zam color is beautiful. Just so pretty, bright purple. Let me go clean my hand off, and I'll do a couple swatches. All right, we're going to swatch my favorite, which is sponsored. And we'll do Shookington, and we'll do Zam. Here they are on the fingers. So this first one is Zam. This is such a beautiful, shiny, gorgeous topper or lid shade. This is Shookington, the purple shade. If you're a purple lover, you'll like that. And then my favorite, Sponsored, which is a green, red, brown duochrome shade. And just stunning. You also have a pretty gold shade. You've got Lituation, which is a really beautiful, like shimmery brown. Some really nice colors in here to make some cute. And then you also have Trust Issues, which in the pan looks white, but when you hold it up, it's got a lot of like a yellow or a green in there, and it's such a beautiful inside corner look. So that shade's my favorite. I would get the palette again just for that shade. I love it that much. So anyway, that is my most, what I think was an underrated one. I think the launch got missed because at the time ABH was just shoving so much stuff out, and this creator didn't get her moment in the spotlight like she should have. Whether you're a fan of her or not, the palette is amazing. All right, next up is not a favorite, but can't get enough of, coming right up. I should have said not a favorite, but can't get rid of, okay? This one is gonna shock many of you, because this palette is coming from one of my favorite makeup artists. And I have loved almost all of the palettes I've gotten. And it's not even that I don't love this palette, but this particular palette is a massive favorite of millions of people. And I'm going against the grain to let you know that I like it, but it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite from this creator, and that's just personal preference. I'll tell you why in a second, but it is the Natasha Denona Glam palette. I know, I hear you all going, what? So, a lot of really dark shades in here. There are pops of light in here. I made a beautiful eye with this look. I'll put it up on the screen right here. I made a beautiful, beautiful eye with this look that Charlotte Tilbury herself said, gorgeous, darling. I was so excited. Oh, I'm going to talk about it forever. Anyway, I did a gorgeous look, and I will do that look again. I really love that look. I've used this. Obviously, you see I've used this very heavy and this very heavy as transition shades. I really like some of these shades here. That the silver shades that I used the other day, absolutely gorgeous. I'll swatch some of the metallics in here because her formula is great. Her formula for her mattes is also tremendous. This is a beautiful palette, but I wear color more, and I also don't wear as many cool tone shades, which is why I think I don't wear this as much as other people would. Somebody who wears a lot of cool tone shades would find this palette to be their best friend. Okay, these don't have names, by the way, guys. They just say center eyelid. That shade I really like. That's like a rose gold shade, and this one says inner corner, so it's gonna be a lighter shade, but it's in that kind of cream brown family. And here's one of the mattes that I use all the time, is the transition shade. Here's another one, but it's in the gray tone. So beautiful, beautiful palette. Nothing's wrong with this palette. The quality, top notch, really great. I just don't reach for it enough, and I think it's because it's not a color story that I wear a lot. There's a few shades in here that I would wear all the time, and then the rest of them are, I'm just not grabbing for it to put a cohesive full look together. I actually put it in my bin. I had to go grab it a minute ago to force myself to really work and play with this palette. And I have to say, it's the same great Natasha Denona formula that you guys have grown to love and expect from her. It is nothing short of stunning, and every shadow in here performs gorgeously. It's just not a color story that I personally reach for every day, but if you are a neutral level lover, this might have been one of your favorite palettes. All right, keep going. My favorite collab. There were two here that were close for me to pick, but the other one kind of made it into a different category. So my favorite collab of last year was Tiny Marvels with Mel Thompson. This is a beautiful palette. It is so perfectly Mel. I've done several videos on this. I think there is a video on this channel, and I think I did a short with this, and then one video. But she passed away, if you don't know her. Her channel is still kicking. You can still get this, and the proceeds do go to Mel's family. I think people have codes. I don't know what the codes are, friends, so you'd have to go find somebody with a code. Just put in Tiny Marvel's code and you'll be able to find it. But that money is still going to Mel's family for the unexpected death of Mel. I mean, she had young kids, she was married, just a heartbreaking. I think it just hit so many of us in the beauty community who tuned in every day to watch Mel do makeup reviews. Nobody did them like her. Nobody did eyeshadow like Mel did. No one. And she created this. Her tattoo artist helped her create that. She had tattoos all over her. And this is her palette, and my three favorite shades. I'll swatch. These are the three. So this one up here is Scarab. This is a duochrome. This is Fire Butts. And then this one is called Marble. And there's a beautiful pink in here too, but anyway, let's just get these going. These shadows, look at that. They just go on forever. And Fire Butts. They are just, can you see that better? Just stunning. Just stunning. In fact, that's making me want to, Scarab is making me want to, look at that on my finger, like an oil stain. It's making me want to do a look with that right now because it's just so pretty. Maybe I'll play with this tomorrow. So beautiful. Gotta get this one. It is still available. Get it while you can. It's the only palette that Mel did. It is her legacy. You'll want to keep it if you're a collector, but you're going to want to use it if you're a lover of makeup. You really can get some stunning, stunning colors using that as a transition, that to deepen, that on the lid. Mwah! Little bit of green in the inner corner. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful palette. Check it out. All right. All right. So that's my favorite collab. Now, my 2021 favorite palette of the year. Is that in here? Yeah. Mine got a little bit messed up. It got messed up because my cat knocked it off the table. And when they did that, this palette was designed so that you could take the shadows out and rearrange them. I think one or two of mine may have been rearranged. I haven't went back on the website to check to see if they're in proper placement. So if my palette looks different than yours, you now know why. But my favorite palette of last year, which disappointed some, but not me because I am a lover of mauve and pink shadows, I loved the Natasha Denona Retro palette. Out of all the palettes I got last year, this is one of the ones last year that I used the most. Now, I have to be careful showing this to you because this shadow got broken. But this is the Retro palette, and I understand that Natasha Denona is not done with the Retro line, so maybe we're going to go more of those kind of limey green and orange shades for the next Retro palette. But let me swatch a couple. I'm not going to even tell you the colors on, well, Helios, that's the right color. Psychedelic. Patty is like a light peach, and that's like the lightest shade. So this is Helios. This shade is one of my favorite. It's like a taupey, silvery shade. It's so pretty. Then we have Psychedelic, which is a beautiful pink. And Patty, which is a peach. So beautiful. Those three together are pretty too. And then you've got some deeper, darker shades in here. This is one of the ones, it says Swing. I don't know if this is actually the right shade, but it's a beautiful deep berry shade. So beautiful. Some of the shimmers are more like a satin, and then some, like these two, have a lot of reflectivity. Absolutely beautiful. I use this palette still to this day all the time. When I want a mauvey pinky look, this is like my go-to. It's so, so pretty. And then you have this beautiful shade that I swiped, Helios, but then you have this dark shade here, which is an awesome liner. Any of these dark shades make a really pretty like liner on the eye as well. All right, so that is that palette. That's my favorite from last year. And I didn't expect to love. This was the other palette that was a collab, and I ordered it, and I'm so mad that I only ordered one. This came in a set of 3, and there was at least one more that I really, really wanted to get, and I would have liked to have all of them, but I only have one, and it's a good one. So it is Oden's Eye Red Dragon. This also came with a... All right, sorry, I got interrupted. So, this is my favorite one. It was the one that surprised me, the one you didn't expect to love. I did not know how much I was going to enjoy this palette. And each one of these palettes, like I said, there were 3. It's the only one I got. They were sold separately. Each one of these palettes had a duochrome in it. So this one is after YouTuber Judy, Red Dragon. She is of Asian descent. And look at the gorgeous colors in here. So pretty. And this is the duochrome. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch the 4 shimmers in here for you. So we have, if I can read it, Amber, Overheat, Luna is gorgeous. That's also another one. And then Solar Flare. So here it is. These last 2 are duochromes. Okay. Actually, let's go ahead and start it on my pinky one. Okay, I'll make sure I get them on here and then I'll give you guys a closer up look. There we go. There are our gorgeous swatches of this palette. Whoo! Again, now that I pulled this out, I'm like, oh, I want to play with this. And then you also have, she's got, you know, some nice mattes in here. So she's got a red, a brick, and a green to go with some of these shades. Look at that green. Oops, red. So you can really go bright with this palette or you can tone it down. Really beautiful together. I haven't used this red and I need to. It's like an orangey red and I think I could actually pull this one off and then maybe mix it with some of these greens or bronzes or something. I don't know. I got to play more with this. This is another one of those palettes that like you bring it out and you realize, God, I played with it a ton when I first got it, but I really like it and I need to play with it some more. And I need another. And then the next question is a palette that sparks joy. It didn't take me long to pick, but again, there was another one that came as a close second, which I'll share with you in a little bit, but the Huetopian Dreams by Pat McGrath. This palette, from the packaging, the colors, everything inside, the special shades in this one, which I'll swatch the 4 special shades for you. This palette sparks joy. Oh my goodness, hold on. Ugh. Okay, so here is the palette, and you can see when I turn these shades, maybe they look a little different. Like you can see here, this one looks green up in the mirror. And you can see purple and more fuchsia pink. They kind of shift shades, those end colors. Really beautiful. So this palette is A++. It's so much fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch a couple of these special shades for you. And it's with her baked formula. These are her topper shades. Oh. First of all, they're in their own category. They're like unicorns and rainbows. Oh my. This one right here, this like lilac-y pink thing. And then this purple fuchsia moment. God, look at that. Doesn't that spark joy in you too? And then here's the duochrome. Put it up here. Green, purple, pink, red, whatever, all kinds of goodness. You've got another baked one here. Here's the other special shade, is this gold. This is the only shade in this palette I don't love. It's dry. It's still pretty, but it's drier than the rest of them, like really dry. That's the only like shade that's just me, you know. Then there's another one that's like a pink and orange. This is beautiful. I mean, look, can you see why this palette sparks joy? Oh, and on the eyes, beautiful, darling, beautiful. I love them. I love them. They spark joy just swatching too. So that is the Pat McGrath Huetopian Dreams. Just made a quick change up to the next question. Newest palette in your collection. It was going to be the Sydney Grace Be Mine palette. I'm just going to show this to you. I've made a few pretty looks with this. This robe right here makes such a soft romantic look. Then you have more of a neutral eye look. And then you've got some dark deepening jewel tone shades. It's a pretty palette. This is not my favorite one that Sydney Grace has come out with. My favorite one that I have is from the one with Mel, the Tiny Marble. So that was going to be the newest one in my collection. So bonus, you got to see it. But today some palettes arrived, and this is a new brand, and it is the Plain Jane palette remastered by Adept Cosmetics. And I don't even know what to swatch first. I haven't swatched it, my friends, but you guys are going to get to come along with me for the very first swatches of this palette. You can see that these have a lot of duochrome shades as well. Apparently there's another shadow palette that was the first one, and then there's some are the same and some have changed. So let's go into this one and this one and this one. And there and little bit. So you guys can see it just a bit better. Those are so pretty. They are so, so pretty. Let's go a little bit deeper. This is a C11, like a purple. Look at that, like a purple fuchsia. All kind of lighter with like a lighter base to these. Maybe this one's got a darker base. It looks darker. Yeah, a little bit. But so beautiful. So beautiful. You see the duochromes in these. So I am 100% going to be reviewing these palettes. I got two from Adept Cosmetics, but this is the newest one. It's the Plain Jane Remastered, and you guys got to see the very first swatches of that. So if you have this palette, let me know what you think of it. But this one is the newest one in my collection. Okay, I didn't actually think this was going to ship until March, so I was excited to get it now. Nitro, lay down. All right, first palette used was a combo look, but before that I want to show you a bonus one. This is the other one that I selected that I would have put in here for one that sparks joy. This is by Huda Beauty, and in my opinion is her best collection of shadows. It is so, so fun, and these shadows, they came to play. So I'm going to show you Cosmic Love and Blissful and Moon Magic. Look at them. Huda Beauty. Absolutely beautiful shadows. This is a palette you've got to touch and feel and play with. Hold on. Let me get the better swatches for you, because I got a lot of bright lights here. Look at those. From Huda. So beautiful. You've got a beautiful bronzy neutral one here. Look at that shade. Oh, so, so pretty, guys. So if you have not checked out the Huda Beauty palette, this one, what's it called? Rose Quartz. This is the Rose Quartz palette. Every time you do looks with these, people comment and they're like, what are you wearing? This is just a gorgeous palette, and again, A++ for packaging. So this was a close runner with the Huetopian Dreams one. So here's the final question, my friends. What is the first palette you used of 2021? Well, I was traveling on December 31st. My boyfriend and I went with another couple to Myrtle Beach, and I took only 2 palettes with me, and my very first look of 2021 was a combo look. If I have a photo of it, I'll put it up, but it was using 2 maybe unlikely friends that you wouldn't think liked each other, but the Cinnamon Swirl palette from Too Faced, from their holiday collection this year. I used this, and with it, I used the Danessa Myricks Lightworks palette. So pretty. So I'm going to swatch a few of these, and then I'll swatch a few of the other ones. Just look at these. These are otherworldly, my friends. This palette is just like it's something else. Now, it's not a standalone palette because it's got like 5 different formulas of beautifulness in it. But hold on. Look at that. So beautiful, right? Let me do this one, Aura. I don't think I did this one. And then you even have a glitter in here as well. You've got sticky shades like Polaris that you can use on your face. You can literally take this. You're gonna get a neon look with it. but you can take that shade, because it's sticky, and make it a highlight. You can see it right there. It's just, look at that, blinding and beautiful. Look at these colors. So absolutely stunning. Like this, you see an icy blue to a yellow. Look at this shifting, blue and purple and pink. Okay, so I could go on and on. And I did a beautiful, almost neutral look with this. That might be on this channel. All right, so a couple of the swatches from this one. Let's do this beautiful pink shade, which is Ready, Set, Bake, and Sticky Fingers, and Food Court. There's Food Court. Sticky Finger. Oh no, that one is Ready, Set, Bake. This one is Sticky Fingers. Beautiful. A couple more different colors here. It's hard to do some of these swatches over my knuckles. Let's try this one, because this one's interesting. This one is Stay Current, really dark shade. Ooh. That's like got a dark base, and it's got, oh, it's not pulling. It's got pink glitter in it, like a beautiful pink glitter. So those are some shadows from the Cinnamon Bun palette by Too Faced. So those were my very first palette of 2021. That's what they were. It was a combo look. I remember it clearly because I went on vacation. I just took the two palettes and I played, and believe it or not, we mixed these shadows and they looked stunning. So if there's any of these palettes, if I've got like photos, I'll have thrown them up in the video for you guys if I've created any looks with these palettes. But I've started recently, when I do take a photo of the look, putting the palette that I used on the photo so that I have it to go back to, but that's new and just started. Also on my lips, I have the new I Need a Rose lipstick in Calla. I have the entire set of it, and I will be doing a full swatch test of all the liners and the lipsticks for you guys. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed. My dogs are getting rowdy. I hope you enjoyed this palette tag, eyeshadow palette tag number 2. If you guys want to do it, tag me in it. I would love to watch. If you've already done one, comment down below your video. Happy to see it. I have watched a few of them. I haven't watched all that many yet. So if you have done this, or if you are planning to do it, please let me know in the comments and let me know what you thought about my picks. I will see you guys all in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe for more fun beauty and skincare here on Southern Yankee Beauty. Bye, guys.